Hello and welcome to WP Living. In today's show, I want to introduce you to a WordPress theme design company that goes by the name of ElmaStudio. And it's a company based in Germany, run by two people called Ellen and Manuel. They've been going for quite some time, but their audience is predominantly a German audience, and so I think they're still relatively little known across the English-speaking WordPress community. Although I think their recent designs are certainly starting to turn heads, and rightly so. They've got some excellent work, and it's all about their work that I want to talk today. One of the things it seems to me, in general, in terms of WordPress development today, and I'm talking now about premium theme development, is that most theme developers have to think, for business reasons, have to think about a general audience. They need to sell as many themes as possible to make the whole enterprise worth doing. And so you're dealing with generic WordPress themes. And one of the dangers of creating generic WordPress themes is that there's a tendency for designers to follow trends. Where something works and generates a lot of profit, a lot of interest and profit, other people are going to follow suit. And it's quite a viral thing. If you look at the shifts in design trends in WordPress themes, you can follow those trends. Right now, for example, one of the key trends is creating responsive themes, responsive layouts that adapt to all screen formats. Now that happens to be a very useful trend. But other trends in the past have seen WordPress designers kind of lock into these carousels, you know, the flash-driven carousels that you get at the top of some of these theme designs. There was a whole period where that became very popular. But in general, I think there's a tendency to focus too much on bling, too much on graphics, on aggressive kind of visual sales points, and not enough thinking about the longer-term usage of WordPress themes, because themes, if they're any good, they always serve a purpose, and that purpose is usually very simple, and it gets a message across very quickly and sharply. And what I'm talking about here is usability. And one of the things that ElmaStudio does very well is integrate clean, clear usability into their themes. Not only that, but they've really given a lot of thought to their design aesthetic and the continuity of that aesthetic from theme to theme, but also with their own work. And now if we look through this presentation page of their WordPress themes, you can get a sense of the palette of colors at work here. Similar tones, matte colors, quite vibrant, and in terms of layout, quite traditional blog type layouts. But these are all designs that share a common element. They work well. They don't need bling to work. They do the job of getting the content across to the user, making it accessible to the user. And they do it with a little bit of fun and some nice touches here and there. And you can see, I mean, one example of an aesthetic that's running throughout their themes is if you take a look at just the titles of the themes. A lot of these titles are in fact Maori names, and that's probably because the company seems to have an interest in all things from New Zealand. And indeed, they seem to travel there quite a bit. If you look at their Flickr photos, you can see recent travel shots. And that's a really great idea for a design kind of angle, is to latch on to something you're passionate about and find a way of translating that passion into your design work. I think the more you feel close to something aesthetically, culturally, the more easy it's going to be to find those markers, to find the things, the themes, the recurrent themes that are going to carry your work through. All too often, I think theme designers nowadays don't do that enough. They pump out themes here and there willy-nilly because they cater to kind of the trend that's happening now, and it's all about making money. This company clearly is selling premium themes, but notice that the price point is very reasonable. And I really think there's more to it than just a sales gimmick or kind of a hard sales enterprise here. There's something quite cultural at work, and I really enjoyed that. Something a little bit traditional as well. Let's take a look at the latest theme, Kerry Kerry, and get a sense of that functionality, that usability. So here we are. It's a very simple single column layout. It's Tumblr like theme, a tumble log type theme, oriented at solo users. But what you get immediately is this two things: a sense of space of the theme being able to breathe, and a sense of harmony through shapes, a kind of a fun kind of sense of harmony through shapes. The circular and rounded angles give this whole design a welcoming feel, a friendly feel, and I think the design is very friendly. But at the same time, it's nice on the eyes. The font type is clear. The font sizes are easily viewable. The color tones are not offensive, and they work well together. And the spacing of each element of design is really well thought through. And so I like the simplicity and functionality a whole lot. I think this is really great. And if we go back to the theme overview and compare that one, for example, with one of their previous themes, let's have a look at this one, Piha. This is a darker colored theme. If we can load it, let's have a look at the demo. Yeah, here we are again. Similar sense in the layout, similar sense of color tones, less rounded for this theme. We've got a more angular design, but nevertheless a kind of contemporary modern feel with traditional elements, and that's really strong with this company, the sense of tradition. And yeah, just usable right away. These are all examples of the fact that WordPress doesn't necessarily have to be about bling and bells and whistles. It can work quite nicely, quite happily without it. And I thought it's worth highlighting this company to introduce anyone who's not come across their work for those reasons. So I hope you like their work. Go check them out. Be sure to check out their free themes. And if you do get in touch and do buy one of their themes, I'd really appreciate it if you could let them know that you saw them through WP Living. This has been a WP Living blog, and stay tuned for more WordPress theme reviews, tips, and other things from the WordPress theme community. Thanks for watching, and bye-bye.